Here I go, here I go, here I go. Yeah, here I go, here I go.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Take Podcast. I'm your host, Jackson Burleson, of course. And in today's episode, I got a special guest, a Clippers fan. Funny enough, guys, I know he's going to be complaining about James Harden in this episode. But Jacob Nation, he's in sportscasting with me at the School of Sportscasting. I appreciate you hopping on, dude.
Yeah, no problem, man. Glad to be here. Talk some ball.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get it. So the group play for the in-season tournament, it just ended last night. The tournament itself we'll get into in a little bit. But first of all, my Heat didn't make it. That's the first thing. I'm so annoyed because we blew a 21-point lead against the Knicks on Friday in Madison Square Garden. We were literally winning that game, and then we just blew it because Jimmy Butler decides to take a step-back three-pointer at the end of the game, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Like, I'm just so sick and tired of this Heat team, dude. I'm just so done.
Well, it's early in the season, so there are going to be some like growing pains. You've kept the same core together, but you've kind of had some like knick-knacky injuries here and there. So I feel like you just need to kind of gel a little bit more. But those collapses are a little bit tough. Against the Knicks, it's a little bit more understandable. They've been a really good defensive team. I know it's never fun to lose to the Knicks, but they are one of those scrappy teams that can kind of get back into any game and make them come back there.
I guess. And, yeah, like the injuries you said, like Tyler Hero's been out with an ankle sprain for like the last, like, it's going on 3 weeks now. Bam has kind of been in and out of the lineup. Jimmy, he wasn't playing last night. I don't know. He apparently he got hurt against the Knicks, but I didn't see it. I didn't see an ankle sprain, so I was like, dude, like, is he really injured? Like, I don't know, or is he resting? Maybe I'm not sure.
Someone who's not resting this year, Kawhi and Paul George haven't missed a game. Playing again tonight too.
Who do they play? Who do they play tonight?
Playing the Kings tonight. So
the Kings.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, the Kings got in last night. They beat the Warriors. They were down by like 24 points, and Draymond Green, who I haven't really gotten to speak about the suspension. He came back last night, and then like the headlock. Like, what is that man doing? Like, I don't get it. Like, why does he think it's okay to do that in the middle of a basketball game? Like, I don't understand that guy. Like,
I think he's just got some pin-up anger, man, because he's not playing he's not playing as well. He punched Jordan Poole last season. He just doesn't seem like a happy guy, man. He just doesn't seem like a happy player. And I also saw some stat pop up that Draymond Green's ejections most only come in games where Steph Curry's also not playing. I don't know if you've seen that. So maybe
I haven't, no.
He's kind of running from the Heat a little bit. Maybe he's like, Steph's not here. I'll sit this one out too.
Okay, the Draymond Green situation has been going on for too long. He's kicking guys in the nuts. He's punching teammates, and then now and the thing is, like, in that game, he wasn't even involved in like the little fight. It was Klay Thompson, not Draymond Green. Like, he just came in and just randomly grabbed Rudy Gobert, who also wasn't in the skirmish either. So I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing, dude? Like, just chill. And you could even see Steve Kerr being like, okay, like, I can't control this guy. Like, I can't. And you know what's crazy? They chose Draymond Green over Kevin Durant.
Yeah, they did. He might be their glue guy, but their glue guy's not dropping 30 on. I think in Kevin Durant's last 5 games, he's shooting like 50% from the field, like 60% from 3 and 90% from the line. So he's just been going nuts, and I don't think Draymond Green's really doing that.
The triple single king.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't with Draymond. I haven't really gotten to speak on that suspension much, but I think 5 games is appropriate.
Yeah, 5 games, and you might think maybe he needs a little bit more with the track record, but I mean, 5 games is already a lot, especially with how close the West is going to be this year. I mean, those 5 games are going to be potentially crucial for determining like a play-in or a playoff team.
Yeah, and the thing about the West that's kind of been weird to start the year is that the Thunder and the Timberwolves are the 1 and 2 seeds right now. They have the 2 best records in the West. Now, the Timberwolves, they didn't make the in-season tournament because they lost, which they were 3-1, but the point differential thing was kind of played out to be important this year, which I didn't know it would be, but it was important this year.
And Jason Tatum, I don't know if you saw, but he had that clip where he was getting mad after the first in-season tournament game against the Magic because at the end of the game, Mo Wagner, or maybe it was Franz Wagner actually, went for a layup with like 8 seconds left against the bench, and he was getting pissed at him because he thought that was going to come into play. Well, funny enough, the Celtics actually get in over the Magic on point differential, so it didn't turn out to matter too much.
No, but there were a lot of like interesting scenarios where like a bunch of teams like could have gotten in. They had the same record, but it just, I don't know. I mean, I think the group play, my opinion, I think it's cool, but I think it would be more entertaining if it was like a single elimination, like all 30 teams in one tournament. Like, I think that would be really cool. But excuse me, guys, I'm freaking under the weather, dude. Like, I'm having a hard time with my voice. The 30 teams like bracket, I think that would make it more entertaining because, I mean, group play's fine, like I said, but the winner of the in-season tournament should get a guaranteed playoff spot. That's what I said. Like, I think that'd be really cool. Like, because if a bad team wins, then like if the Pelicans are in the in-season tournament, for example, like usually they get bit by the injury bug like in the middle of January and February. If they have a playoff spot or even a play-in spot, then maybe they can hope for Zion to come back. It's not a matter of how he gets hurt, it's when. Like, he's going to get hurt. It just, who knows, like, when it's going to happen. I think that's going to, yeah, I think that just needs to happen at some point.
Yeah, I think it's just like the play-in tournament last year or with the playoffs. Like, it's a good concept and everyone loved it. Maybe this not so much is the play-in, but I think with time they'll kind of adjust it a little bit and make it a lot better. But I think the idea of having an in-season tournament is going to be good.
I think it's good because like it makes the regular season more, I guess, I don't know how to phrase it. Like, it makes it more important in the beginning of the year because like more people like, and I'm curious to see like after the in-season tournament, like, you know, like what the ratings like were for like television wise, because I know like the NBA like cares about that. So like when it comes to that, like have the ratings like spiked from previous beginning of regular seasons to now. Like that's what I'm curious about because I feel like that's the whole premise of it is to get more people watching during the regular season because usually like people don't care until like after the All-Star break or around Christmas Day. Like you pick and choose one of those two dates, but usually the NBA regular season doesn't really matter until up into those points.
Right. And also for like more casual fans, like I know a couple of my friends that watch the NBA and they see the in-season tournament. They're like, I get the courts are different. We've got like all this different stuff, but like I feel like they need to do a better job of explaining it. They did a good job of advertising. That commercial was cool with all the NBA players and stuff. But I feel like for just common fans, of course, we who like follow basketball had a good understanding of it. But I feel like it needs to be more universally kind of known what's going on. Maybe push it not at the beginning of the season, maybe
especially with the wild
to
cards.
the beginning, because if you have it at the beginning of the season, a lot of people aren't even really getting into the basketball season yet, viewership wise. So if you push it until like maybe right after December, before the All-Star break, because who's watching the All-Star weekend really anymore? So,
I mean, yeah, well, maybe more this year because they're bringing back the West versus East.
Yeah, but that's a lot better than the picks.
Yeah, I hated the picks, but the thing you said, like the in-season tournament should start in December. I think, yeah, I was saying that as well. That it should start like on Christmas Day, like that. Those should be the first games of the in-season tournament, like regardless of group play or whatever. I don't really like. I'm not a fan of that, but yeah, I think December would be a perfect time because I feel like that's when, like I said earlier, like either the All-Star break or Christmas Day. That's when fans are actually watching. Like they're not watching right now. They're not.
Because all the teams are still figuring it out. Everyone's working out their lineups for the season, trying to figure out what they're doing with their scheme. So it's not pretty basketball at this point in the NBA season.
No, and I'm not like, and to be honest, like, how much weight do you think like the in-season tournament like really will have though? Like, if it doesn't mean anything, like you get an NBA Cup, but like you're not getting a playoff spot. I mean, what is it really? What's the point of it?
I don't know how they would do it. I don't think they could do it. But if they could implement maybe like a draft pick or something like that, even if you can't, maybe they say we can't do the playoffs, but maybe give a team some sort of incentive outside of physical like money for the players, but give the team like an extra way to like win or give them like an opportunity to maybe get extra cap room or just something like that where you could really like impact your team on the court.
Yeah, like it actually like pays off a little bit in a way. Yeah, because I don't think it really just doesn't mean anything.
And at the end of the day, I mean, obviously it's probably not going to happen, but you're playing an extra game if you make it to the finals. I mean, that at the end of the day, it's harder on you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because some of these teams are going to be playing like, 83 or 84 games. So is that because I mean, load management is already a problem. So I mean, is that not gonna affect it? Like, yes, 100% it will. They're gonna be like, oh, like we're gonna go into the in-season tournament, win extra money. Like, no, like that's not gonna motivate a team at all. Like, there's got to be something else. There's got to be something else. I don't know what that will be, but I think the NBA needs to change it at some point. But let's get into the in-season tournament itself. So the brackets are set finally. So we're gonna start with the Western Conference quarterfinals. The first game, they're not in Vegas. So the Suns are going to be in LA playing the Lakers in the first game. I'm going to go with the Suns there. The Lakers got destroyed the other night by the Sixers. I don't like the Lakers right now. They're not really a beginning of the year team. Like, they're more like towards the playoffs, like trying to figure it out at the end of the season. Like right now, they don't have it figured out. So I'm gonna go with the Suns because I think they have it more figured out right now.
Yeah, like look at the Lakers last year at how they were doing before the trade deadline. Then they make their trade and they go on that big push towards the end of the season, and then making their run. It wasn't much of a run, but they really.
Well, it was something.
Yeah,
it was better than losing in the first round, but
like my Clippers. I'm not even gonna go there. That wasn't fun. But I'm not going to take the Lakers, but I feel like I'm going to give the Lakers a lot more of a chance than you are. I feel like the Suns have been having a lot of rotation issues. Bradley Beal, it seems like they traded for a ghost. He's not been with the team. He's played 2 or 3 games, I think. He's had 2 injuries already. Devin Booker's been in and out of the lineup, but Kevin Durant's been going crazy. But I think the Lakers defensively match up well against the Suns. The Suns don't really have a dominant big man. I could definitely see the Lakers taking this game more seriously than the Suns and moving on to the next round.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well, but I think Nurkic is a good center, and like watching the Suns and Lakers like earlier in the season, I do think the Suns are good enough on the 3-point line, and when it comes to the Lakers, they don't play any help defense. They don't play any help defense. They don't close out, and mind you, I don't care if it's a in-season tournament game. It's the regular season. It's the regular season. Like, you think LeBron's going to turn it up? You think LeBron's going to go into playoff mode in November? No. That's not going to happen. So I'm going to go with the Suns. I think they're just better right now.
I think one of the biggest jokes in the NBA is how after like the first game of the season, the Lakers say, LeBron, you're playing 26 minutes a game, not going over. You might even like rest some games. They did like 2 games and got smoked, and they're like, okay, yeah, LeBron, get back out there.
And I've went off on Anthony Davis a countless amount of times on this specific podcast, and it was like 2 episodes ago. But I'm going to do it again because the man is annoying to watch. He is so talented. He could literally be the best player in the league, but he just doesn't do it for some reason. I'm like, bro, you are 6'11". You literally can score in wherever you want. Like, no one can guard you, but you just coast. Like, how is LeBron still averaging more points than Anthony Davis? LeBron James is 38 years of age. Well, is about to be 38 years of age. I could be wrong on that. He could be 37 still. But Anthony Davis is 30. Dude, Anthony Davis should be the best player on that team. And I guarantee you this. If Anthony Davis is not the best player on the team, I've been saying this for the last 3 years. If he's not the best player on the team, which he hasn't, they're not going to win. They can't win. LeBron cannot be your guy, your number one option if you're going to win a championship, especially in this stage in his career. I'm going on a little Laker rant here, but like, it's just annoying watching that guy. I can't stand it.
And not only offensively is it hard to watch with like the inconsistencies, putting up 30 and then putting up 4 and then 25 and like 5, but I mean, you look at what he was doing with the Pelicans. He was blocking like 3 shots a game.
Yeah, where's that defense?
He was dunking on people. Like I feel like I haven't seen AD like do something like that. Like you said, it looks like the effort's not there.
I
To
just don't think
me,
he cares.
I think New Orleans like zaps the soul out of players. I mean, you look at Zion, he's saying that he's not fully bought into the team yet. It's been like
it's been like 4 years.
how are you not bought into the team yet? I mean, you're not even there half the time. They shouldn't be worrying. They should be worried about if they're bought into him.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Pelicans right now actually because in the other quarterfinal game they play the Kings. So I'm taking the Kings in this game, literally just because of what you said about New Orleans. I don't know. They just have a weirdly good team. Like they got Brandon Ingram, they got McCollum, they have Zion, Jonas Valanciunas, by the way, which everyone forgets he's even in New Orleans. They have a squad. Like I don't know how they're not good, but for some reason they just can't put it together. And I think right now, I just think the Kings are hot. Like they've been winning games they really shouldn't have been winning. Like down 24 against the Warriors and they come back and win. I mean, that's impressive. And De'Aaron Fox, to me, like he is emerging right now as a top 3-point guard in the NBA. Like just the way he's been playing, like his downhill speed is just so dangerous. Like when you see him go down the court and his jumper is unreal, he just makes his team better. Like, and he's got Sabonis with him, which is a perfect 1-2 punch. The Kings are built to win now. Like I think they're definitely contenders in the West. That's why I'm taking them. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with the Kings over the Pelicans here. The Pelicans just they don't sell me on anything. They don't play well unless they play the Clippers. They're like our kryptonite. Remember last year we were playing them and Jonas Valanciunas made I think it was 7 threes on us, and that was like the most shocking day of my life. But other than that, I don't think they're gonna do anything. I think the Kings will play really well, and I mean. Sabonis has been great for the Kings, but one big what if in the NBA for me is what if they still had Halliburton next to Fox? I feel like that would just be such a great duo.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's crazy.
Because
that would have been nasty.
Halliburton and Shea are both to me. Obviously, he's not on Shea's level, but they're both that kind of tall, shifty guard that can kind of create their own basket from anywhere, get anyone involved, and they're both great on defense.
Yeah, that's something I actually kind of forgot about. I'm not going to lie.
Because Sabonis is good. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's helping that team win every single game they win. But
yeah, he's scrappy.
I mean, it's just like, what if?
Yeah, what if? Yeah, but they got Keegan Murray, though. Yeah, I mean, he's not a bad player.
He's been really good.
No, they're solid. Yeah, I do wish they didn't trade him, but they wouldn't have had Sabonis. So I mean, you got to pick your poison
with 2 guards. I mean, look at the Hawks; they've got 2 really good guards, and they're
you got to have a good big man, and especially now when like you got guys like Jokic and Embiid who are like 2 of the best players in the league. Like I mean, it's starting to become more big man oriented now. Like Porzingis, like he stretches the floor. Like you got to have someone big enough to guard someone like that. So it's like, yeah, that's. Yeah, we'll get it. Okay, since we're talking about like big man and stuff, let's go to the East quarterfinals real quick because we are going to talk about the Celtics and we are going to talk about the Pacers. Knicks are playing the Bucks in Milwaukee, first quarterfinal game for the East. I'm going to go with the Bucks. I mean, I hate to say this, but I'm going with the Bucks. I mean, Giannis is just, he's too dominant. I mean, I don't know what the Knicks are going to do against Giannis and Dame. You see the other day, Brook Lopez had like 30, and then Giannis had 30, and then Dame had 30. It was against Portland.
I bet that was bittersweet for those Portland fans. I wonder how they feel about him. I need to ask a couple Portland fans. I mean, a guy sticks with you for that long. I don't think you can hate him.
No, because, I mean, he tried to win. He just couldn't.
Then you've got someone like Kawhi that goes back to San Antonio, is getting booed. The coach
did you see Popovich was like grabbing the mic, and he's like, you guys don't have any class or something like that. Like, he's like, come on. Like, I mean, Kawhi did win a Finals MVP there, so I mean, you should pay his respect. But I guess that's how the Spurs are. Let's go on to the next one. So you're taking the Bucks, obviously, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's even an argument to really be made for the Knicks unless they have one of those games like they had against your Heat, where they just scrap it out, play good defense, and get a lot of those kind of like crappy buckets that they get.
I hate that game, dude. God, I hate that game.
We lost to the Knicks too. It's okay.
Yeah,
Julius
but the
Randle.
Knicks are just okay. Okay, the Knicks are gonna lose in the first round. That's all I need. Celtics at the Pacers. Now, this game I think is gonna be a hit or miss. Like the Pacers could either play really well and win, or the Celtics could just blow them out. Because the last time the Celtics played the Pacers, they beat them by like 50 points or something. I think it was like 155 to like 104. The Celtics won. So I mean, I'm gonna go with the Celtics. I do like the Pacers though. They're playing well. They got a lot of good pieces. Benedict Mathurin, dude, that guy, he is so good. I love his game so much. And then they got Miles Turner down low. I mean, him and Porzingis, that's going to be a matchup to watch. But I'm going to go, even though it's in Indiana, my home state, I'm going to go with the Celtics.
I really think the Pacers could win this one. I might be going with the Pacers here. I just have a feeling. I've seen the Pacers beat up on some teams recently I didn't expect them to beat up on. Their offense has been looking great. They had that game against the Hawks where they both scored, 150 points or something?
No, that's
like
great.
that?
They can put points up. That's the thing that's scary about the Pacers is like, and the thing about the Pacers too is like, they don't have like the best team, but they're always able to be somewhat mid. Like that's the thing I don't understand. Like it's like they don't ever have that team that can like win a championship, except when Paul George was there. But besides that, they've always been like a 5-4 seed, kind of around there. It's weird. I don't get it. It doesn't matter what kind of team they have. They're always competitive.
It's like the worst kind of team to be, honestly.
Yeah, because you
like,
can't get a good draft pick. You can't get a number one pick. You can't be tanking. They don't want to tank. Like that's the thing. Like I don't get it. It's like annoying because I remember my dad had season tickets to the Pacers for the longest time, and like we watched when Victor Oladipo was there, and they were good, but they weren't. They would make the playoffs. I mean, they were a fourth seed, but it's like they don't have that star. They don't have that superstar. That's all they're missing, really. But they're not a big market. Indianapolis is not a big market, so like it's hard to get free agents to want to go and play there. Like it's not a Miami or LA or New York. Like it's not one of those markets. It's tough. It's tough because you need to draft the guys. You need to home grow them. That's the only way.
You know, do what basically Denver's like the perfect blueprint for that. I mean, besides Aaron Gordon, pretty much everyone on their team they got.
Yeah, Jokic was drafted. Murray was drafted.
Porter was drafted.
Yeah, I mean but Denver's like a weird market because it's like a big market, but like it's not.
It's a big market, but it's not like a pop. Well, it's a big city, but it's not like a popular like destination city.
No, like it's not like, oh, I'm gonna go to Denver.
Yeah.
Like
If you go to Denver, you're like probably just like skiing or something.
Let's move on to the next round, which will be in Vegas, the semifinals. So no home court advantage here, which honestly, before we get into the matchups, like, do you think these games being at a neutral site will like kind of bring in like a March Madness type feeling to like these tournaments, like upsets or whatever?
I think it'll have a March Madness, also kind of like a bubble-ish feel, because I feel like the NBA bubble was the first time we really got to see teams. It almost felt like we were watching scrimmages, kind of. Obviously, there are going to be fans in the like stadium this time watching, but it's gonna be nice to kind of see the teams playing without what they're used to. They're playing in an environment they've probably never played in before.
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting to see how like the crowd affects them and stuff. The fan turnouts. So that would be interesting because it's pretty big markets. So I'd imagine the turnout will be pretty similar.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Let's get into Suns versus Kings. That was my prediction. I think you picked the same prediction, right? So I'm gonna go the Suns there. I think, how are you gonna guard Kevin Durant? I mean, the Kings are gonna I think this will be a really good game, though. I think it'll come down to the last shot. But I mean, I trust KD to get him the win.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin Huerter is gonna like put up the same numbers like a Kevin Durant or a Devin Booker will. I think, like you said, the Kings will play really well. They're such a fast-paced offense that it's just going to be a high-scoring game, I feel, regardless. And either they're going to get blown out or they're going to put up a lot of points. Like you said, take it to the end. But I could see that game not going well for the Kings if the Suns keep making their shots.
Yeah. The Kings are a weird team. let's go to the East side. Bucks versus Celtics for me. You had the Pacers playing the Bucks, so you had a different prediction. So we'll go to your prediction first, like Pacers versus Bucks. Like who you think?
I think that's like a Buck sweep. Like I don't think the Pacers match up well with the Bucks. I think Miles Turner is okay defensively. He's like an above average defender, I'd say, but with someone like Giannis's size and speed, I think he's going to have a lot of issues keeping up with him. I could be proven wrong, but also you've got Dame, you've got a lot of weapons. Brook Lopez has been playing really well. I think it'll be interesting how that game goes, but I think the Bucks definitely are going to go regardless.
Yeah, and I have the Bucks versus Celtics, which the last time they played, the Celtics kind of made it look easy. I mean, the score was close, but that whole game, the Celtics were in control the majority of the time. But I'm going to go with the Bucks this time around. I think they're going to get them. I do like the Celtics. I think they're a very good team. I think when it comes down to the Eastern Conference, I think it's going to be between those two teams when it comes to April and the playoffs. So, I mean, I'm going to go the Bucks this time around, but I think this very well could go either way. I could see the Celtics winning it just because they have the team to beat the Bucks. But yeah, I think the Bucks are going to go to the championship, which brings us to the Bucks Suns and the first in-season tournament for the NBA Cup. Wait, I was talking to somebody about this yesterday.
I bet they're proud.
Do you think there should be a banner for the in-season tournament?
That would be something I'd be kind of embarrassed to have in my stadium, especially as a team. Like, if the Clippers, as a team that have never hung a finals banner, if our only banner in the stadium was an in-season tournament one, that we'd probably get made fun of for that. So I say only if you've won stuff before and have other banners is my answer to that.
That's actually a really good answer, actually. Yeah, because if you just got that one, that's not gonna look. That's not gonna look good.
Not gonna look good.
Yeah, no, because especially for the Suns, like, you can't give them a banner. Like, no. So, who do you think's gonna win that? Because you picked. We have the same, I think, Bucks versus Suns. So, in the in-season tournament championship, like it feels so weird to say that. Like, I don't understand. But I'm gonna go with the Suns. I'm gonna take the Suns here. I think they're gonna be the champs.
I've got the Bucks. I think the Bucks. We saw it in the finals a couple years ago.
This is a finals rematch from 2021.
But I think the Bucks still have their number, and you put Dame on that team instead of Drew Holiday, and that just the defense drop offs there. But I think the upside on their offense will really help because the Bucks defense, regardless, is going to be good. So I think now that they have a good scorer in that position, not that Drew Holiday is not a good scorer, he's really good off the dribble. Good with those little fadeaway shots, but I mean, it's Damian Lillard. I feel like the Bucks, as long as they stay healthy, I feel like their size is mainly what's going to get them the win.
Yeah, they do have a lot of size, which is important, especially in, like we were talking about earlier, like in today's game where you need to be bigger and you need to be able to shoot. Like the Bucks can stretch the floor, like Giannis has shooters. But I mean, the Suns, man, the thing is, we'll see if. I don't know Bradley Beal's timetable on his injury. I'm not sure. Hopefully he's back by this time. Devin Booker, hopefully he's playing. It's going to depend because the Suns may not get here if they have just Kevin Durant playing for the majority of the time. But if they're healthy, I'm going to take the Suns. The last time they played the Bucks in a game like of this magnitude, it was the 2021 NBA Finals and they were up 2-0 and then they lost every game after that.
I hate the Suns, so like my favorite memory with the Suns is they're playing the Mavericks. They were up, I think they were also up 3-2. Ended up going to that game 7. They ended up getting blown out by like 50 at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And Luka Doncic is leaning over at the free throw line looking at Devin Booker. Devin Booker's doing his all fake hard thing, and he's like, that was great.
I actually forgot about that game. I forgot about that game. Yeah, now Luka and Devin Booker have beef forever because of that game.
They just embarrassed him.
But honestly, like sometimes, like as good as Devin Booker is, for some reason he just gives off that vibe of like a player. It's hard to like him.
He talks so much trash, but he doesn't he's not a likable guy, so talking trash doesn't like work like it does with like a Pat Bev, where they're kind of like you gotta like the guy because he's doing it. Well, Devin Booker just doesn't. You're like, oh, this guy is like what's he doing?
I wonder if he's gonna be talking trash to Dame in the NBA Cup championship.
I bet he will. We'll see.
Or to talk trash to Giannis. Like, remember that whole thing when the free throws with Harden, and he was like complaining like how like why is he not shooting the free throws or whatever.
The fans started counting in the crowd.
Yes.
That was really fun.
Yes, I was actually at the Magic Bucks game like 2 weeks ago, and me and my buddies were counting Giannis's free throws. Man takes forever to shoot a free throw. I wonder in this in-season championship game if his free throws will be a factor. Like, it definitely will, because like I feel like the one thing the Bucks need to work on, though, especially if they want to win this game, they got to make their free throws. Because the game I was at, they shot like, I think it was like 41% from the line. I mean, you can't do that, especially if you're trying to win an NBA title. Like, you got to make your free throws. Those are easy buckets.
Especially when you're getting a lot of them, because you know Giannis is going to be physical and getting to the line a lot. But do you think that the Suns and the Bucks will play this game like a playoff game, or do you think they'll play it do you think there will be certain schemes they're riding up? Like, do you think they'll plan for this game more than they would other games?
I mean, I think they will. And we talked about the atmosphere. Like, if it's like any near March Madness, it's going to be a playoff atmosphere. I mean, I feel like it'll be as close as you can get to a playoff atmosphere. So I think, like, obviously that's going to, like, you know, create more adrenaline, and like guys are going to want to like play harder, and like they're more excited to play. Cause like, I mean, it's cool. Like, especially for this early in the season, like you can say whatever you think, like the pros and cons are of the in-season tournament, but like to have games like this meaningful, like it's kind of cool. Like, cause like most of the time, like NBA basketball is not really entertaining in the regular season. You're just always waiting for the playoffs. Now you can be like, cause like, to be honest, for me, like I've never been so honed in when it comes to the beginning of a regular season than I have been now. Like my whole time watching NBA basketball, I've never been more honed into now. Cause like now I actually like wanted to watch the group play, and now I actually want to watch the in-season tournament. So like, there's going to be eyes on it.
Yeah, I think there definitely will be too. I think it's going to be funny if we're seeing like a hack of Giannis though in December.
It's never say never, dude. I mean, I think it needs to start. The fact that it hasn't started yet is kind of blowing my mind, because like, I mean, I saw last night against the Heat, which he made 2 free throws in the clutch, which I've never seen before.
No free chicken sandwich.
Yeah, dude. I was like, bro, like he's gonna miss at least one, and he made both, and I was like, all right. Like, and when he's in warm-ups, like he's making them, he's making wide open jumpers. Then when he gets to the game, it's like, this is the thing. This might be kind of a hottish take about Giannis, but I think Giannis Antetokounmpo is what Ben Simmons would be if he was actually a good player.
I can see that. They've got like a similar build. Giannis is obviously bigger, but that's not anything that Ben Simmons couldn't change. They both love run to the basket. I think Ben Simmons arguably is a better playmaker. Well, I think he definitely is a better playmaker than Giannis. Just, I don't know if he has that instinct that Giannis has.
No, he doesn't have that killer
mentality.
Yeah, he doesn't have that killer mentality at all. Like we've seen it. Like Ben Simmons, I mean, is against the Hawks, and that's when his career just went downhill. He passed up a wide open layup, which who does that?
Apparently, he's got some nerve damage. I think they said in his leg right now, and he's out for an unknown amount of time. So it really seems like he's not really going to be able to get that together.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And we are done talking about the in-season tournament. But before we end this pod, I wanted to get some bonus content in here. Literally, like right when we were sitting on the set, breaking news, Aaron Rodgers is targeting for a Week 16 return. And he tore his Achilles, like, what was it, like not even 3 months ago?
Two and a half.
It's
maybe?
not.
Yeah,
it hasn't even been a full 3 months.
He's doing the impossible.
Like, he's about to make history. Like, in sports, like no player has come back from an Achilles injury as quickly as he has. Like, we were just talking about it, like off camera. Kevin Durant, he was out for like
It was
a
11
long
months.
time. Kobe Bryant, he was out for like 19 months. Like, who knows like what this guy has done? But whatever Aaron Rodgers has done, he's changing like everything when it comes to like the Achilles injury itself. Like, even look at like players like DeMarcus Cousins. Like, his comeback could have been way sooner if we knew about what Aaron Rodgers was doing now, which I don't know what he's doing, but I think it's something with stem cells. That's what I'm guessing. There's no way.
Yeah, I think they'll surely kind of reveal it over time. Especially, I think they want to see if it works on field before they really start recommending it to people. Because football, I mean, obviously that's probably the most physical contact sport you're gonna get. It's not like you're coming back from an Achilles to play basketball and run up and down a court. I mean, you're getting hit in your leg a lot, so it's gonna be interesting to see how it holds up. I'm hoping the best for him. I think everybody loves Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I have my like. I mean, the thing is, I want him to play. I mean, he's beaten up on my Cowboys a lot, but I had him on my fantasy team this year, and that was annoying. So like, and like the Jets had such a good team for him. I just wanted to see him, get a Super Bowl, bring New York a Super Bowl, which the Jets haven't had since Joe Namath, Super Bowl III. So I mean, I wanted to see that.
It really looks like, though, even if Aaron Rodgers was with the Jets this year, I don't think the Jets were as ready as they thought they were. Because I know Zach Wilson and who's the guy they have Tim Boyle aren't the best players. But I mean, if you're a Super Bowl contender like what the Jets thought they were, your backup quarterback shouldn't have such a hard situation to come into. The O-line's been really bad. And the defense has looked great, but I feel like if they can address a couple of the issues on their offense going into next year, that's when they're real.
But I disagree, though, because I think they have a perfect situation. I think Zach Wilson's just terrible. I think he's just terrible. Like, he's throwing to Garrett Wilson, Tyler Conkel, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb. That's not a trash receiving core.
It's not bad.
And he's got Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook as his cowbells. Bro, he's got the team. Zach Wilson is just not a good quarterback. Not a good quarterback. And I'm not going to talk about Zach Wilson on this episode for long. So that is going to be the episode because I don't want to talk about Zach Wilson.
No more Zach Wilson.
This is Jacob Nation. He's go ahead and shout out whatever you have.
Yeah, I'm Jacob Nation. You can follow me on Twitter at NationCast. I'm working on creating a YouTube, but for now, just follow me there, and I'll put a link once I get something going.
Yeah, I bet. And he's a Clippers fan, so I wish him luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, if you follow me, by the way, on Twitter, I tweet all the time about the Clippers. So if you're interested in NBA or just follow the Clippers, make sure you hit me up, see what's going on.
Let's get it. I'm your host, Jackson Burleson. This has been another episode of the Take Podcast. Take care.
Peace.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me nice. I'm from another world, baby, yeah. Broadway paradise. They think I'm way too cold, cause I put my heart up.